Hi, thank you so much for being here today. And it is another beautiful day. It is a Sunday and it's pretty sunshine outside. And I'm folding my clothes while I'm doing this podcast. Not it is because I'm lazy or I'm half-assing it, but I realized that I have no time. And you should think of it like that too. You have no time. But on the other side of it, if you spending your time with your family or the people that you care about, your friend, husband, wife, sister, brother, daughter, whoever that you care deeply about, then that time it's spent, it's worth the spent. I'm talking about the time that you spend sitting around scrolling on social media, watching Netflix, or doing whatever it is that you consciously know and that's not moving the needle in your life. You're just creating distractions and things to make you feel good in the moment. But you know that is not good for you in the long run. But some of us are educational, good for your mind stuff. But I'm saying the things that do no good for you, but you insist on doing because it feels good. I was watching this documentary. Well, not documentary, it's more like a vlog kind of thing. This guy, he was calling this street in Philadelphia. It's like an open open market for drug use. Mostly like fentanyl and some kind of horse tranquilizer or something. Tranquilizer? I don't know. They mix that with fentanyl. And it's just some crazy drug that's so cheap, but it's 50 times more stronger than heroin. And it's crazy. Like these people are taking it and they call them zombie because when they take them, the back will hunch down and they're walking like zombie, like they're just looking at the ground, just walking. Or most people just laying around and getting high. And it's just sad to see. And I'm not saying all this to mock them or anything, because if I was given their life situation, if I was given the car that they had dealt with, I'm pretty sure I would ended up in the same place, just like them. I just don't realize that I'm much more luckier than them. It's just sad to see, But it is also just like another wake-up call. Realizing that the life that you have now is so much more than what other people have to live through, They didn't choose that life. It just happened, You fall into a depression or life circumstances. Just things that happen that force them to do those things, and then they get sucked into it, and now there's no way out. And it is scary, and it is also sad at the same time. And then I got stuck into it, and then the video ended, and then it's automatically switched it next to a prison in El Salvador. And this prison is one of the most security prison on the planet. And you know who are the people that they're holding? The gang's members. It was some, can't forget the names of the gangs, but it's just two big gangs that got locked up in there. And it was this president. He looked very young. He took power back in 2019 or 18 or something, and he declared a state of emergency, and they took out all the gang and put them all into this prison. And let me tell you, this prison is not something you would want to be into. And it's like this giant warehouse with a bunch of shelves. Well, it's like with a bunch of, about 20 sections, and each section it caged, and in there it had 20-40 bunk bed in there, and it's 3, 4, 5 layers high. And these people, they're in there 24/7, and then 30 minutes to go, do some exercise, and then go back in there 24/7. And there's this big tub of water in one corner, and the other one is another tub of water, and that's all they got. And then there's 2 little corner, for you to take a dump and take a piss. And that's it. Imagine, and it's at full capacity, and there's literally no room for you to walk around. You just kind of sit on your bunk bed all day with all these people, and it just I can't imagine spending the rest of my life in a cell with a bunch of other people. You're seeing these people all day, and you're not being able to move anywhere, not even see the sunlight. And the lights are on 24/7, they say. And they don't know it's a day or night on the outside world. It's just terrifying. I mean, they're so strict, so I guess so other people, all the gangs, they won't do that things or terrifying people on the outside world anymore. And I mean, it's a good thing but it's scary and it's sad at the same time. Imagine yourself living in that situation for the rest of your life. I mean, I'm not saying these prisoners, they deserve it, for killing so many innocent people and kidnappings and, ruining so many people's life. But I'm just saying, if I was living in that prison, I couldn't imagine. And here I am, having all this freedom, get to go to wherever the fuck I want, do whatever the hell I want. And yet, I find myself reasons to be sad and depressed. How crazy is that, if you really think about it? Sorry, gosh, I'm so, when I'm talking like this, I can't even fold a single clothes. I've been sitting here holding this t-shirts and just keep on wiggling it around, but I'm not even folding anything. Maybe this is a bad idea, trying to multitask. Maybe just focus on one thing at a time is better. But you get my point, right? You have no time. Especially nowadays too. The world is changing at a very fast pace. With all these AIs and technologies are evolving so fast, and then next to a video that got, it rolled to the next videos, and it was in this China city where they have drones that do delivery, robot that can do kung fu's, and they have all these humanoid robots in all these pods and stuff. just scary. You know how things so evolving. And the CEO of this humanoid robot, he said, soon we will have robot creating more robots. Like, how scary is that? And we don't really learn anything from all these stories, all these movies that they made. Like The Matrix and all these AI movies. I mean, I don't wonder why they make it free on YouTube for people to see. But, sometimes ignorant is a bliss. Because the more you care, the more stressing yourself out, I don't know. Everyone has a different way of looking at things. But I'm just saying that if you don't get your ass up and get on moving, you're gonna get stuck behind wherever you are now or wherever you are. The world is changing, and you can either adapt with it or fall behind. So, the goal today for me is not to make any substantial, crazy progress, but just to clean up this whole house, getting rid of everything that I don't need. And I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna clean up the warehouse that inside my head right now. So tomorrow I don't have to worry about, oh, I got this chore to do, I got this thing that I need to get done, I got to do laundry and all that, like these little things that I can get over with, that I can finish now, that I can do now. I'm just gonna do it, so I can no longer, or so, later on I don't have to worry about it, and I have more room to think about more important stuff. And I get why now people say, you gotta make your bed, you gotta keep your space clean and neat. And it's true, it had a lot to do with your mindset and how you think, because the less you worry about, the more space you have for other things. And I've realized that, when you get sucked into that social media and scrolling and watching a show and stuff, time, it will slip by. Just like that. Just like a snap of finger, and it'll go by. But you can say the same when you're spending time with your family or the people that you care about. But it's different. One gives you a sense of peace and fulfillment, and one is just a filler. A filler. Like in a bad show, they just do filler to make up for the times. Yes, all of these distractions are more like filler. So you could waste your time and waste your potential. So in my opinion right now, anything outside of the things that really truly important to you, that should be out of your life. I'm talking the TV, the social media, the scrolling, the TikTok, the YouTube, whatever is not getting to you where you want to be. cut it out. That's what I did. I cut it out, and then I'm gonna be like sitting here, like, fuck, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? It's boring. The boredom. I can't endure the boredom. You know, it's fucking suck. How am I supposed to sit here in the silence just like a monk, you know? How the fuck am I supposed to do that? I ask myself that question every time. And then I ended up doing something to distract myself. Because I never really think out of the box, out of this little jar that I've been living in. Sometimes you have to come out of the jar and see the label, you know? And I did come out of the jar and I saw this guy who's wasting his life thinking about who's gone, who's no longer in his life. This guy who's comparing himself to other people, to his friends, to the people around him. I'm seeing this guy who's keeps on living in the past and not letting go of any of it, and afraid of the future, worrying. I'm seeing this guy who's doubting himself every day. Who's talking shit to himself like he is his own worst enemy. He's who refuse to see his full potential. You know, there is so much more you can do in this world. There are bigger things awaiting for you, ahead of you. Why bother wasting your time over these little things? Yes, you know, if I take this car, I would feel so good right now, right? Yeah. But what if you have bigger things, more important than just getting laid? And I can feel it. There's some bigger things that are coming. The world is changing fast. And if I don't keep up with it, I'm gonna get left behind. So, take your bet. But I just want myself to know, and you to know, that we have no time. You're running out of time. So stop fucking around. And move. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.